Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Saira Mujtaba with the news at 9. The headlines. Polling ends peacefully in Himachal Pradesh Assembly election. Over 66% voter turnout recorded. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is marching towards becoming world's third biggest economy, inaugurates and lays foundation stone of several development projects in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. India and Cambodia signed 4 MOUs in areas of culture, wildlife and health. 7th edition of Indo-French Joint Air Exercise culminates in Jodhpur. And in sports, Shiva Thapa wins a silver medal at Asian Elite Boxing Championships in Jordan. In cricket, England to clash with Pakistan in T20 World Cup final in Melbourne tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Polling concluded peacefully in Himachal Pradesh for the single-phase assembly elections. 68 constituencies went to polls in the state. Initial reports say 66.06% voter turnout was recorded till 5 p.m. With this, the fate of 412 candidates was sealed in the electronic voting machines. Final voting percentage, which is set to increase, will be known later after the compilation of data. Counting of votes will be held on the 8th of December. The world's highest polling station, Tashi Gang, recorded 100% voting again, with all 52 registered voters casting their votes today. This remote village is located in the Lahaul-Spiti district, which falls under the Mandi parliamentary seat. Talking to media, Deputy District Electoral Officer Abhishek Verma elaborated the preparations made to conduct voting at Tashi Gang Model Polling Station.
स्पीति में इस बार हमने जो हाईएस्ट पोलिंग स्टेशन हमारा वर्ल्ड का है टशीगंग, जो कि 15,256 फीट की हाइट पे है, उसमें हमने बहुत ही सफलतापूर्ण उसको एक मॉडल पोलिंग स्टेशन के रूप में परिवर्तित करके वहां पे वोटिंग संपन्न करवाई। हमने 2 चीजें इंश्योर की। सबसे पहला, 100% वोट परसेंटेज वहां पे पाई जाए। दूसरा, हमने ये इंश्योर किया कि जो लोग भी वहां पे वोट डालने आए वो भी अपनी ट्रेडिशनल वेशभूषा में आए। ऐसे वातावरण में जब नेगेटिव टेम्परेचर्स हैं, ऑक्सीजन का लेवल बहुत कम है, अपने आप में समझता हूं बहुत ही बड़ी कामयाबी और उपलब्धि है।
In Gujarat, intense political campaigning continued even on a weekend. Prominent national and state leaders of all parties, including BJP, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, are making all efforts to woo the voters. Our correspondent has the details.
BJP's national spokesperson Sudhanshu Trivedi presented the party's point of view on various issues in Ahmedabad today. Aam Aadmi Party's Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann participated in the road shows in Bhavnagar districts today, while the Congress released its manifesto for the Gujarat Assembly elections. UP Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya and Kerala State BJP President K. Surendran will campaign in Gujarat tomorrow. Election campaigning is likely to pick up pace in the state from Monday. With Aparna Khoot, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid foundation stone of several development projects at Telangana and Andhra Pradesh today. Speaking at the event at Ramaguntam in Telangana this evening, Mr. Modi said, global experts agree India is moving in the direction of becoming the third biggest economy in the world. He said with the aspiration to become a developed nation, a confident new India is in front of the world.
आज हम सभी पूरी दुनिया में एक और बात प्रमुखता से सुन रहे हैं। दुनिया के तमाम एक्सपर्ट कह रहे हैं कि भारत बहुत जल्द दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनकर के उस दिशा में तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहा है।
Mr. Modi said development projects worth 10,000 crore rupees launched in Telangana today will give a boost to the agriculture and business climate of the state.
10,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की विकास परियोजनाओं का लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास तेलंगाना के लिए हुआ है। ये परियोजनाएं यहाँ खेती और उद्योग दोनों को बल देने वाली है। फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट हो, नई रेल लाइन हो, हाईवे हो, इनसे उद्योगों को भी विस्तार मिलेगा। इन परियोजनाओं से तेलंगाना में रोजगार के नए अवसर बनेंगे, सामान्य जन की ईज ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ेगी।
After dedicating to the nation Ramagundam Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited RFCL plant in Peddapalli district, the Prime Minister made it clear that Bharat Urea will be the only brand of urea that will be made available for farmers in the country. Mr. Modi also dedicated to the nation new railway line between Bhadrachalam Road and Satupalli in the district. Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister launched multiple development projects at Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Speaking at the event, Mr. Modi said, "From drones to gaming, space to startups, every sector is now getting an opportunity to move forward due to policies of the government."
ड्रोन से लेकर गेमिंग तक, स्पेस से लेकर स्टार्टअप तक, हर क्षेत्र को हमारी पॉलिसी की वजह से आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिल रहा है। ब्लू इकोनॉमी पहली बार देश की इतनी बड़ी प्राथमिकता बनी है। आज विशाखापट्टनम फिशिंग हार्बर को आधुनिक बनाने का जो काम शुरू हुआ है, इससे हमारे मछुआरे भाई बहनों का जीवन आसान होगा। जैसे जैसे गरीब की ताकत बढ़ेगी और आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से जुड़े अवसरों तक उसकी पहुंच होगी, विकसित भारत का हमारा सपना भी पूरा होगा।
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal expressed the belief that India is going to be a global superpower in the next 25 years. He was speaking at a function organized by a media house in New Delhi today. The minister said the government gives top priority to India's interests and enters into free trade agreements only after extensive consultations and brainstorming. Earlier in the day, Mr. Goyal interacted with the heads and senior faculty members of the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Indian Institute of Packaging, National Institute of Design, National Institute of Fashion Technology and Footwear Design and Development Institute in New Delhi. During his interaction, the Commerce and Industry and Textiles Minister asked eminent institutions of design in the country to increase their student intake by 10 times. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that India's growth for the past 8 years has been on the rising trajectory on the economical front. Speaking at the Platinum Jubilee of India Cements in Chennai today, the Home Minister said India manufactured a vaccine for COVID-19 and became a forerunner in the health sector at the global level. Power Minister R.K. Singh today said that NTPC's performance, work culture and progress have been commendable. He was speaking on the occasion of NTPC's Raising Day in Delhi. In his address, the minister emphasized that economic growth cannot sustain without energy. He stated that the demand for energy is growing at a rapid pace and there is a need to be at par with the pace of growth. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए, हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं या इस पते पर ईमेल कर सकते हैं एक कदम और airnews@gmail.com।
Welcome back. You're listening to the news at 9. India and Cambodia today signed 4 MOUs in areas of culture, wildlife and health. The MOUs were inked following bilateral talks between Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen on the sidelines of the ongoing ASEAN summit at Phnom Penh. During the meeting, wide-ranging discussions were held on several issues. Earlier, addressing the 19th ASEAN-India summit, Vice President Dhankar said that India-ASEAN relationship forms the central pillar of India's Act East policy. He said deep cultural, economic and civilizational ties have existed between India and Southeast Asia from time immemorial. Mr. Dhankar emphasized that India places great value on ASEAN as an important pillar of regional, multilateral and global order. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is also accompanying the Vice President, who arrived in Cambodia yesterday to participate in the ASEAN-India Commemorative Summit and the 17th East Asia Summit. Dr. S. Jaishankar met his Canadian counterpart Melanie Joly at Phnom Penh. The two leaders held discussions on the Ukraine conflict, Indo-Pacific, bilateral cooperation and community welfare. In a tweet, Dr. S. Jaishankar appreciated the steps being taken to address visa challenges by Canada. Earlier in the day, Dr. Jaishankar met Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba and discussed grain initiative and nuclear concerns amid the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The External Affairs Minister also met Singapore Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan and Indonesian counterpart Retno Marsudi. Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan today said the government is making all-out efforts to ensure the release of the 16 Indian crew members of the Norwegian vessel MT Heroic Idun, detained by the authorities of Equatorial Guinea last August. The vessel has been subsequently handed over to the Nigerian authorities and is on its way to Nigeria. Mr. Muralidharan was speaking to media persons in Kochi after visiting the family of a crew member in the city. The 7th edition of the bilateral air exercise between the Indian Air Force IAF and the French Air and Space Force FASF, exercise Garuda 7th, concluded at Air Force Station in Jodhpur today. In a statement, the Defence Ministry said, Exercise Garuda 7 provided the two air forces with the opportunity for professional interaction and sharing of operational knowledge and experience. The exercise provided a platform for cultural exchange between the Air Force personnel of both countries. Public Service Broadcasting Day is being observed today. The day is celebrated every year to commemorate the only visit of Mahatma Gandhi to the studio of All India Radio, Delhi in 1947. The father of the nation addressed the displaced people who had temporarily settled at Kurukshetra in Haryana after the partition. On the occasion, All India Radio organized a cultural program at Rang Bhavan Auditorium of Akashvani in New Delhi. During the program, the audience got enthralled by a series of spellbinding musical performances by Akashvani's renowned musicians, a musical band of BSF, and college students of Delhi University. These artists presented musical performances based on Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan and songs. The Ministry of Ayush is going to showcase its initiatives and various achievements at the 41st India International Trade Fair through its pavilion in New Delhi from the 14th to the 27th of this month. The ministry will be highlighting its initiatives around the theme of Ayush for Global Health. Various Ayush institutes and research bodies of Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, Savarikpa and Homeopathy streams will set up their stalls to make people aware of how they can maintain good health by including Ayush in their lifestyle through daily routine and good dietary habits. An earthquake measuring 5.4 on the Richter scale was reported in Nepal this evening. Tremors were felt across Delhi and other parts of North India around 7:57 p.m. According to the National Centre for Seismology, the quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers. On to sports now. In boxing, Shiva Thapa clinched a silver medal at the Asian Elite Boxing Championships at Amman in Jordan today. Thapa lost to Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev in the finals of men's 63 kg category after he was forced to withdraw from the match midway due to an injury. With the addition of silver on the final day, India accumulated a grand total of 12 medals in the competition, including 4 gold, 2 silver and 6 bronze. In cricket, England will take on Pakistan in the final of T20 World Cup at the iconic Melbourne Cricket Ground tomorrow. The match will begin at 1:30 p.m. Indian time. The encounter is expected to be a nail-biting contest. However, there is an anti-climax in brewing as heavy rain has been forecast tomorrow. To save cricket lovers from this disappointment, Monday has been kept as the reserve day, but that too could be uncertain with a 95% chance of rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Polling ends peacefully in Himachal Pradesh Assembly election. Over 66% voter turnout recorded. Prime Minister Modi says India is marching towards becoming world's third biggest economy, inaugurates and lays foundation stone of several development projects in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. India and Cambodia signed 4 MOUs in areas of culture, wildlife and health. 7th edition of Indo-French Joint Air Exercise culminates in Jodhpur. And in sports, Shiva Thapa wins silver medal at Asian Elite Boxing Championships in Jordan. In cricket, England to clash with Pakistan in T20 World Cup final in Melbourne tomorrow. That's all in the news at 9. Good night.